Hey, step away from that Rolls-Royce right now!
Residents at Silvercrest Haven whipped their heads toward the voice. Claudette Brixton, HOA president, storming out of the community hall like a siren in heels. Her finger was already stabbing the air, her breath sharp with outrage. And the car? A white Rolls-Royce Phantom, gliding to a perfect stop under the afternoon sun. Too expensive for her imagination, too luxurious for her biases, too powerful for the little world she ruled. The door opened. Raynor Blackwood stepped out. Tall, calm, suit tailored to perfection. Presence heavy enough to silence wind. Claudette froze. 1 second, 2, 3, her face twisting into disbelief. No, 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 she spat, marching toward him. You do not belong in that vehicle. Raynor simply blinked. Good afternoon. Don't good afternoon me, she snapped. Who told you to touch that car? Are you the driver, the valet, the mechanic? Raynor lifted his briefcase smoothly. I'm the person you're meeting. Claudette burst into laughter. Loud, echoing, ugly. Oh, please, someone like you doesn't own a Rolls-Royce. Tell me the truth. Whose car did you borrow? Or steal? Residents gasped. Someone whispered, Is she serious? Raynor's jaw tightened a fraction. I assure you, ma'am, the car is mine. Claudette stepped closer, voice dropping to a venomous hiss. No, my meeting is with a refined, successful white woman, not this. Raynor exhaled slowly. The storm was no longer coming. It had arrived. The tension in the air thickened as Claudette Brixton jabbed her manicured finger toward Raynor like she was swatting away a problem instead of addressing a man worth more than the entire neighborhood combined. I'm calling the police, she hissed. You're not fooling anyone. A black man stepping out of a Rolls-Royce? Not today. Not in my community. Raynor didn't flinch. Ma'am, I strongly advise you not to do that. You're making a mistake. But Claudette was already dialing, her voice loud and dramatic enough to echo across the polished streets. There's a black male here in a stolen Rolls-Royce, she screamed into the phone, turning herself into the hero of a fantasy only she believed. Yes, hurry. I feel threatened. Residents peeked out from behind hedges, windows, doors. Some recorded, some whispered. Most just stared in shame. Minutes later, a police cruiser slid through the gates. 2 officers stepped out. Claudette rushed toward them like a woman receiving oxygen. That's him, she pointed. Remove him immediately. He doesn't belong here. Raynor calmly handed over his license, registration, and car title, all matching his name. Officer Davis glanced at the documents. Ma'am, everything checks out. Claudette's face cracked like glass hit with a hammer. Run it again. He's lying. Officer Davis shook his head. No, ma'am. The vehicle belongs to Mr. Blackwood. Raynor's voice was soft, deadly calm. Now, can we proceed with our meeting? Claudette's knees nearly buckled. If you love powerful justice moments and stories that expose abuse of power, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Claudette Brixton stood frozen, her confidence leaking out of her like air from a punctured tire. The officers stepped back, no longer treating Raynor Blackwood as a suspect, but as a man they suddenly respected. Raynor tucked his documents away with the same calm grace he'd carried since the moment he stepped out of the car. Mrs. Brixton, he said, voice like quiet thunder, shall we finish what we were supposed to start? Claudette struggled to breathe. I don't understand. You can't be the investor. You can't be the person Rebecca emailed me about. The tone, your tone, it didn't match. Raynor raised a brow. And what tone is that? She swallowed. The answer sat heavy on her tongue, but she couldn't say it out loud. Not with officers and residents watching. I was expecting someone different, she whispered. Raynor nodded slowly. A white woman, correct? The kind you assumed would be wealthy, intelligent, and fitting for this neighborhood? Claudette flinched. Before she could respond, Raynor pulled out his phone and tapped a contact. Rebecca, he said when she answered. Could you clarify something for Mrs. Brixton? Rebecca's crisp voice filled the parking lot. Mrs. Brixton, the person you were scheduled to meet today, is my boss, Mr. Raynor Blackwood. I'm just his assistant. A wave of whispers rippled through the small crowd. Claudette felt her stomach twist. The humiliation wasn't just public, it was historic. Raynor ended the call and met her eyes. You judged me before I said a single word, and you judged wrong. Her legs shook. The downfall had begun. Claudette Brixton's breath hitched as Raynor Blackwood stepped closer, not threatening, but powerful in a way that made every mistake she'd made rise up and choke her. Mrs. Brixton, he said, his voice calm enough to cut, I came here prepared to invest, to restore this community, to work with its leadership. He paused, eyes steady. But what I witnessed today told me everything I needed to know about how this place has been run. Her lips trembled. Please, you don't understand. I was only trying to protect the neighborhood. Raynor tilted his head. Protect it from the man who came to save it? The officers shifted. Residents gripped their phones tighter. A few whispered, She's finished. Claudette reached out like she could pull back time. Don't do this. Don't punish everyone because of me. Raynor exhaled. I'm not punishing the community. I'm saving it. The acquisition is going forward. I'm buying everything. For a moment, relief washed over her until, but you, Raynor continued, will not be part of the new leadership. You won't be HOA president anymore. He let the final blow land. And you won't be living in Silvercrest Haven either. It hit her like a collapsing ceiling. You can't do that. I can, Raynor said, and I am. My legal team will contact you today. Pack your things. Her knees buckled as reality clamped down. Every ounce of power she abused was gone. Raynor turned away, walking toward the building with the quiet dominance of a man who didn't need to raise his voice to end an empire. Behind him, Claudette Brixton finally broke. If you believe power should never be abused and justice should always hit hard, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.